Hi kids, today I'm going to read you The Geese March in Step. One day, as they did every day, the geese on the farm lined up carefully to go down to the pond for their morning swim. Igor, the leader of the flock, started the march by calling out in rhythm, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Their webbed feet struck the ground perfectly in sync, and their rumps waddled together in time. Igor was happy. The other animals on the farm stopped to let the geese pass, careful not to disrupt their parade. On the farm, see the geese? For as long as anyone could remember, the geese had marched down to the pond in step. No one knew exactly why. That's just the way it was. Edgar the rat said they probably did it to work up some courage, given the temperature of the water. And old Ram insisted that this was how the geese remembered the long trips they had taken to warm countries when they lived in the wild. But Igor just said traditions are traditions, and every morning he paraded along, proud of himself and his flock. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, tap. 1, 2, tap. Igor pricked up his ears. 1, 2, tap. 1, 2, tap. Igor frowned. Tap? What's that tap? Quacks of disapproval ran down the line. Look at them all. What do you think is happening? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, tap. 1, 2, tap. Finally, it was more than Igor could take. With a single gesture, he ordered the flock to stop. Igor tucked his wings behind his back. With a serious look on his face, he worked his way down the column of geese, standing motionless at attention until he reached a little goose who was blushing and staring at the ground. Oh dear. Are you the one who's disrupting the march, Zita? Igor scolded. You've just arrived and you're already causing trouble. It wasn't very nice. Zita wanted to speak up to say that it wasn't her fault, that she wasn't used to marching in step, that it didn't really serve a purpose anyway, that she had been distracted by a cow who was grazing noisily in a field nearby, and that, but Igor had no sympathy. Since you won't make any effort, I can't let you be in the parade. You'll have to go down for your swim after we get there. Look how sad she looks. Seeing the entire flock giving her dirty looks, Zita didn't say a word. She just turned, head lowered, and walked back up the road to the farm. In the distance, she heard Igor calling out the rhythm of the flock as it marched away. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. A few minutes later, see the farm? Zita headed back down the road toward the pond. I'm really no good as a goose, she thought. It's not that hard anyway to march in step. You just have to do what everyone else is doing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Even Annabelle can do it, and she's as thick as her 2 webbed feet. 1, 2, 1, 2. Zita's eyes filled with tears. 1, 2, 1, 2. See, they're trying really hard. Why am I not like the other geese? 1, 2, 1, 2. They're always so obedient and so focused. Zita passed 2 piglets. See the piglets? From the rose and brown families. They were also going down for a swim. Hey, you, new little goose. Why aren't you with the others? Bruno called out. Hey, you, new little goose. What are you sniffling about? And why are you dragging your feet like that? Rosalie asked. Oh dear. going to be sadder and sadder. But Zita didn't see them. She just kept crying. It's really not even all that complicated. Why can't I do it? Splash, splash, and splash again, sniff, splash, went her little web feet on the wet ground. I can't even walk normally, Zita sniffled. Splash, sniff, splash, and splash again, sniff, splash. Splash, sniff, splash, and sniff. Splash again, sniff, splash. She is just a walking away. Oh, there's a woodpecker. Hey, that's kind of a nice tune, a woodpecker thought, busy hammering at a tree. And without even realizing it, he joined in Zita's tune with his beak. Splash, sniff, splash, knock, and sniff. Splash again, knock, sniff, splash, knock, splash, sniff, splash, knock, and sniff. Splash again, knock, sniff, splash, knock. I'm gonna have a new tune. Raymond the Rooster was pecking in the ditch when he heard Zita. See, there he is, pecking away. Oh, he's got a worm. Wow, that music makes you want to shake your tail feathers. And without realizing it, still pecking the ground in search of a worm, he joined in with the little goose too. Splash, sniff, peck, 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 splash, knock, and peck, 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 sniff, peck, splash again, knock, peck, 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 sniff, splash, knock, peck, peck, pickety, peckety, peck. Splash, sniff, peck, 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 splash, knock, and sniff, peck, 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 splash again, knock, sniff, peck, 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 splash, knock, peck, peck, peckety, peck. That's quite a tune they got going. That little goose really knows how to make animals move, the donkey and the cow thought as they watched the parade go by. Without realizing it, they joined in with Zita too. Splash, sniff, peck, 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 splash, knockin', peck, 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 sniff, peck, splash again, knock, peck, 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 sniff, peck, peck, peckety, peck, splash, knock. Hee-haw, moo. That beats enough to uncurl a sheep's wool, said Denise the sheep, grazing in the field nearby. If I didn't have hooves, I think I would snap my fingers. Peck, 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 splash, sniff. Peck, 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 splash, knockin', peck, sniff. Peck, 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 splash again, knock, sniff. Peck, peck, peckety, peck, splash, knock. Hee-haw, moo, ba, 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 ba. By the time the little goose reached the pond, look at that. Much to Igor's shock, Zita was at the head of the most unbelievable parade ever seen. From the gobbling turkey to the bleating sheep, from the whinnying horse to the croaking frog. All of the animals were joined in a wild rhythm that swept along everything in its path. Look at all those animals, all joined Zita's little parade. Oh my goodness, look. Look at that, what fun they are having. Oh my goodness. After that day, there was no more marching in step. Igor kept up his 1, 2, 1, 2, all by himself, but no one followed him. The whole farm was waiting eagerly for Zita to head down to the pond. There's Zita heading for the pond. There's the animals again. So they learned how to just make their own music and have a good time going to the pond for a swim. You have a good day. Bye now.